Hi. After a conversation on Facebook on the Great British Bushcraft group, it became apparent there was a few people having some problems with a saggy middle in their tarp. So I'm just going out to the woods today to do a quick video on how I set up my tarp, so that you can see and maybe you can learn something, or maybe you can show me something different. This is not an instructional video, this is literally just me showing you how I get around the problem. So the first thing to do is get the ridge line up, and to me getting a taut ridge line is the key to getting a perfectly rigged tarp. So the first thing you'll notice is that I'm not using paracord. This is some special cord straight from DD Hammocks. It's about 6 or 7 mil, maybe 8 mil in diameter. It's a bit heavier, but it allows you to do much easier knots. It makes them come free when you're packing up much easier, and it's got a lot more strength in it than paracord. It also has got a lot less give in it, so there's less stretch when you're rigging up paracord. You can get it nice and tight. By the morning it can be quite loose. So what I do is I don't really go much for knots. I'll show you the knots that I do. I don't know the names for them. I really don't care. I'm not anal about knots, but there's a couple of knots I use, and I'm just going to show you them now. So basically, I pass the cord around the tree, cross it over, I do a loop in this part, and this cord comes straight back through. I'll show you that again. So the cord comes over, passes over the main ridge line, do a loop, pass it through, and leave a loop. And that then I can just push straight up against the tree. Now to take it out, I literally just pull that and it comes off. So to show that again, around the tree, cross it over, make a loop, pass it back through, put it down, push up against the tree. If you're worried about this coming undone, a little bit extra is this loose line, pass it through the loop. You can pull it a little bit tighter if you like that. That will give you no chance. Now if you pull that, it won't come undone, but that is tight, and that's our first knot for our ridge line. Okay, so I've gone around the second tree, and now what I'm going to do is put a knot in here, which is going to tension the ridge line. I'm doing this quite low because I want to make it easier for filming, basically. I'll try and do this as best I can so that you can see it. So we've gone around the tree. That's the other end of the cord. So what I want to do now is I'm going to put a loop in here again, and from this side I'm going to pull through and create a loop there. Okay. If you create a loop and pull this end through like that, when you come to tighten it, it just pulls tight and comes off. So you loop back through, creates a loop, so that we're pulling here. Then what we're doing, this end is coming back through here, and now we can tension our ridge line. So we've gone around a tree, and we can put a lot of tension on this if you want to. Let's see if I can adjust that camera so you can see it. That's better. So this is quite slack here, so we want to pull all this slack out. So once we've got that to that point, we can now pinch here, and that will then have got the tension. And all we're doing then is making another loop around there, back through to there, and pull tight, and it's taut. So there you have it. That's how I do my ridgeline. I can put as much tension as I like on that and know that that's not going to give. Okay, now it's time to put up the tarp. As you can see, I've put the ridgeline up between two trees quite far away because I needed the space, because what the discussion was over diagonal. So I've rigged it out quite far apart, farther than I would normally do. So now I'm just going to show you how to rig up the tarp. So on my tarp I keep 3 carabiners, and on the ridgeline I always keep 2 prusik knots, used sometimes with elastic. At the moment I've just got paracord on there, but the elastic I find gives you a little bit of give, especially in the winter with a bit windier conditions. If the wind's going to be blowing against your tarp, you're less chance of ripping your tarp if you use the elastic you get from DD hammocks. So in the centre you can see the loop that you put into the DD hammock, DD tarp rather, is quite long. So what I've done here is I've tied a knot in it. So I can loop the carabiner through here, or I could even pass the actual ridgeline through it if I wanted to, or for a little bit of extra, or to reduce the height again, I can go through this part here and clasp on that way. The prusik knot, tension the tarp as much as you like. The advantage of having this stronger cord with less elasticity in it is that you don't get the ridgeline actually sagging when you put your tension in. So that way your ridgeline stays taut, and so does your tarp. So there you go. That's how I set up my tarp. As you can see, no sag in the middle. It's all nicely set up. For me, the absolute key to this is the ridgeline. If you have slack in the ridgeline at any point, that's when the ridgeline is not going to support any section of the tarp. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've learned something. Maybe you'll show me a better way of doing it. If you do, fantastic. But until next time, thanks very much.